If you are developing a game or an application that uses geolocation in order to organize local party games in real locations like some augmented reality games do, or if you are developing a shared economy application that uses geolocation to enable the exchanges of services, this asset will help you out to organize that geolocation data without having to worry about creating by hand the whole database. This asset allows an automatic creation of the geolocation by itself using the Google Maps data. Also, this asset has been programmed using design patterns, and we will see how we can easily replace the different modules. To illustrate that, we will see how we can work with a MySQL database, and later we will switch to a Firebase database to store the data without having to change anything from the source code. Create a new Unity project. Import the package Map Event Organizer from Unity Asset Store. Switch to the Android platform. Download and install XAMPP Apache Server in your computer. Start the XAMPP control panel and start the Apache and MySQL modules. Access to the web administration panel of phpMyAdmin and import the SQL file inside the project that contains the database structure. Copy and paste the PHP database service files to the web application folder of XAMPP. Go back to the Unity editor and select Main Controller Game Object on the scene and set the properties URL base PHP location to this URL and Google API credentials to your own Google credentials. If everything is in order, you should be able to connect to the database. Now we can proceed to enter some locations to test how the system works properly. If we refresh the tables in MySQL web browser, we should see how the new locations had been inserted. Then we have two ways to browse the locations. The first option is to navigate through the map, and we will see the icons that belong to the locations we have previously inserted. The second option is to navigate through a basics item list menu that will allow you to check the structure created for the locations. In order to work with Firebase, we will use the preprocessor constant enable Firebase. Next, we have to import the Firebase SDK into the project. We should import these three packages: Firebase Analytics, Firebase Authentication, and Firebase Database. Then previously you would have created a project in Firebase Developer Console. You have to access to the configuration and download the JSON file that will allow the system to connect with the remote Firebase database. Now go back to the Unity editor and select Main Controller Game Object on the scene and set the property URL Firebase location with the URL to your Firebase project. Finally, you are good to go. You should be able to start the application and proceed to create locations in Firebase database. You can consider the next minutes of these videos as an stress test. You would be able to see the tests I have done using both MySQL database and Firebase database. There is nothing more to add from my part. I only wish you success in your future projects thanks to this asset.